All right, Shalom. For the phone, I want to give our praise, glory, and honor to you. How about some outside? By Hashem, Harakah, Kodash, Barakatham. Double honor to your apostles and elders, great millstone, and to all the occupants across the globe. Pushing the word truth is said, I want to say Shalom. Sadai Nawa from the great millstone camp of Columbus. I have a hard time sleeping, so, watching videos wasn't doing it for me, Sometimes you just gotta, get in the spirit, the water. How about me outside, man, for giving it the spirit to want to do this work. As much as I like to watch videos, man, sometimes we got to get more into reading and meditating on the Lord to conjure up the spirit to bring out these lessons, man. And sometimes, we get caught up in trying to do deep lessons and deep breakdowns, and I'm not a deep lesson, deep breakdown brother. All right, but these things that I know I teach, and one thing I do know that people are out of their rabbit mind, not thinking that there is a higher power. Just look at the things around you, look at the way that things are set up to sustain life and the balance of life that the Lord has put here to keep it moving, to keep it functioning. Even Esau has destroyed the land and destroyed the air, the greatness and the majesty, the great majesty, a work of majesty that the Lord has made still endures, man. All right, although America is gonna get destroyed, man, but the world's gonna abide forever. All right, and within that world that's gonna abide forever, man, there's gonna be a kainos, a refreshing of the earth. It's gonna be even more beautiful than what we see now. You travel across America. I haven't been fortunate enough to travel to different countries, but I've traveled across America from coast to coast, damn near a couple of times, and it's beautiful. The Lord's landscape is beautiful, and it's clearly that there had to be an architect, had to be a designer to create these things, because when we were born, all these things are already here. If you even go back to the creation, in the beginning of Genesis, how the earth was made, then he put people on the earth to take care of it, you see? But we wouldn't have nothing to take care of if it wasn't here before us, man. All right, so we're going to get into Romans, and Lord willing, Lord willing, the lesson is edifying. This is on Romans 1 and 20. It says, for the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen, being understood by the things that are made, even his eternal power and Godhead, so that they are without excuse. NLT, for forever since the world was created, people have seen the earth and sky. Through everything the Most High made, they can clearly see his invisible qualities, his eternal power and divine nature, so they have no excuse for not knowing the Most High. The fact that we're able to breathe air through our lungs, all right, proves that there's a power. The fact that we see these mountains, the waters, the streams, the brooks, the oceans, somebody had to have a creator. You see, when you see the sun making its rotation and the moon shining in the night sky, all right, these things are clearly a work of art. And for you to be ignorant, for you to be so proud in the thinking that no one created that is a big bang or evolution, you're a fool. And the Lord is going to destroy all those who doubt, all those who buck up at his everlasting power. Because the Lord wants his credit. Just like you want credit for the things that you have done carnally, you want awards, you want employee of the month, you want best salesman of the year, you want MVP trophies, you want best actor, you want to be recognized for your works. Well, who wants the most recognition for allowing you to even have the things that you have? It's Yahweh while y'all was shy. You see? The fact that we have um, the elements of the earth inside of our bodies to keep them functioning, let you know that there's a power. The fact that he put a spirit inside of you to dwell in this body, this flesh, just proves that there's a power. You see? Look at the thing. Wait. Look at the way the world operates and how the bees pollinate the flowers to produce seeds and trees. How the birds eat the fish, right? They eat the eggs of the fish, and they fly and they drop the eggs in different waters, and the fish become more abundant in other places, man. Look at the migration of the birds and the hibernation of the animals, and look how nature takes care of itself. You see, look at the animals. You know, look at the reptiles. Look at the arachnids, man. You see, it's clearly evident that somebody had to put of these things together, man. You know, and it's a power that's to be feared. Although Esau tries to mimic the Lord's work, he cannot recreate what the Lord created, man. Robot dogs and artificial intelligence, that's not a power. You see? Who gave you the mindset to even construct things like that? So you give more credence to the creation than the creator, man. Because when they knew the Most High, they glorified him not as the Most High. Neither were thankful, but became vain in their imagination, and their foolish heart was darkened, man. You know, and you got some people who say, yeah, there's a higher power and somebody had to create it, but you don't give glory to him. You don't respect and honor the his handiworks. So therefore, your pride has blinded you in not serving Yahweh Shemi Shai. Which one of you can create a sun, create waves? You see, create a vein that carries blood, your capillaries and your white blood cells and your red blood cells. You see, create some neutrons and protons and bring them together to create carbon or, you know, elements. You know, it's clearly seen that the human body is a great mystery. That's why you got doctors who are practicing their craft. They are not really doctors. That's why they have to practice. You see, they don't know the intricacies of the human body. They're still marveling at how the brain functions. They wonder how people can live with these abnormalities of their body as the Heavenly Father. See? Instead of thanking Yahweh Shemi Shai for allowing us to enjoy his landscape, his glory, you take it and you destroy it. You take it and you corrupt it. And the Lord said, well, I'm going to destroy him who destroyeth the earth. The Lord's handiwork, professing themselves to be wise, they became fools and changed the glory of the uncorruptible power into an image made like to corruptible man and to birds and four-footed beasts and creeping things. You know, you took the Lord's creation and you started worshiping the birds and the trees and the elephants and the cows, man. All right, the scriptures talk about how we we worship more things that were detestable by the heathen, man. Moles and rats, man, bats. You see, but we're to worship the Creator of the creation, man, and that's where the acknowledging of Yahweh Basham Yahushai comes, is knowing His handiwork. Now, I had cross-referenced this on verse 20, and it led me to Psalms 33. So I'm gonna get that. It says, Psalm 33 and 5, He loveth righteousness and judgment. The earth is full of the goodness of Yahweh. All right, we have everything to sustain us here on earth, man. The natural estate, the natural being of the plants and the herbs and the fruit and the lawful animals was all here for us to enjoy the tastiness of a fig tree and the juiciness of an orange coming off the tree, man. The grapes off the vine, the melons out of the earth, the herbs of the field, the meat of the field, the lambs and the deers, the fish out of the water with the fins and the scales were all meant for us to enjoy. The flowers, the smells, man, the beautiful colors of the birds, the pinkness of the flamingo and the colorful feathers on a turkey. You see? The flight of the bird, the gracefulness of a dolphin breaching the water, man. You look out, see the man of the Lord, we're spiritual. We look out, we see the majesty of the Lord's creation, man. How everything is dependent upon Yahweh Shem Yahushai, man, upon our Lord. You see the grass for the animals to eat and the earth to be fertile by the worms and the smaller ecosystem of life that feeds the bigger life, that supports the greater animals, man. By the word of Yahweh were the heavens made, and all the hosts of them by the breath of His mouth. All the stars you see, man, the Big Dipper, the Little Dipper, man. All right, the eclipses and different colors of the moon at times, man. All right, let me get this real quick. So, Colossians 1:15, who is the image of the invisible power, the firstborn of every creature? For by Him were all things created that are in the heaven and that are in the earth, visible and invisible, whether they be thrones or dominions or principalities or powers. All things were created by Him and for Him. And He is before all things, and by Him all things consist. And He is the head of the body, the church, who is the beginning, the firstborn from the dead, that in all things He might have the preeminence. All right? Therefore it pleased the Father that in Him should all fullness dwell. It's about Yahweh Shai, man. All right? That was the breath, that was the word, that was the mouth of Yahweh, His Son. His Son created these things with His workers. The ark the architects, the subcontractors, so to speak, the angels, the 144,000, the elect. Some of us were in charge of putting the nutrients in the ground and creating the air and the water molecules, man. You see? We give credence and praise and honor and glory to Yahweh Shai Shai for the world that he made, man. That's why we get so passionate about taking care of the Lord's work, because he made it precious. You see? The waves and the winds, man. The sand in the deserts. Verse 7, he gathereth the waters of the sea together as a heap. He layeth up the depths of storehouses. Let all the earth fear Yahweh. Let all the inhabitants of the world stand in awe of him. For he spake it, and it was done. He commanded it, and it stood fast. All right? It's all about the word of the Lord. This is a decree the Lord has, man. All right? There's always going to be trees. But America will be destroyed. But guess what? Our land, our world, all right, is going to be much more abundantly beautiful. When how about Shemiah Shai regains, begin his ushering in of his kingdom that's going to stand forever and be everlasting, man. These things were decreed. America is just a small part of the Lord's creation, man. It's also the wickedest part. That's why it has to be destroyed. You see? But our land is going to be much more beautiful, man. We're the 12 gates, the streets of gold, opals and the pearls and the jewels on the gates, man. The smell of fresh fruit and fresh herbs, and it's going to be much more, but our senses are going to be heightened, man. You know? This is what's promised. And and everybody's going to be able to partake in that. But guess what? We as in the Israelites, we're going to rule the Lord's dominion. So there won't be no more cutting down acres of hundreds of acres of trees, man. You see, there'll be no more deforestation, man. No more garbage islands floating around in the waters, man. No more whales getting entangled in Esau's nets, man. No more the wandering albatrosses eating fucking plastic, man. All right? It says, man, I'm going to start at 1. It's Psalm 104 and 1. It's bless Yahweh, my soul, O Yahweh, my power. Thou art very great. Thou art clothed with the honor and majesty, who covereth thyself with the light as with a garment, and stretches out the heavens like a curtain, man. The space, so-called space, is constantly expanding, man. Our power is infinite. Our Creator is from everlasting to everlasting, man. Who layeth the beams of his chambers in the waters, who maketh the clouds his chariot, who walketh upon the wings of the wind, man. And those chariots, man, is also the handiwork of the Lord, man. Zooming through the sky, man. Making all those dynamic maneuvers that I personally seen on more than 3 occasions, man. You see? It's to be marveled at. He saw marvels at those chariots, man. The capacity that that it can move in. Who maketh the angel spirits and ministers of flaming fire, man? That's the men of the Lord. See? A fervent heat that we have, that fervent desire to be in the spirit. How about me? I was shy, man. Hey, that's a gift from him also, man. That's also something to be marveled at. There's also something that the Lord has made for people to gaze at. The men of the Lord are a sight to be held, man. Who laid the foundations of the earth that it should not be removed forever. Thou coverest it with a deep as with a garment. The water stood above the mountains. You know, the water stood above the mountains, man. He separated the waters from the waters. You know, oxygen is just evaporated water, man. As I rebuked, they fled at the voice of thy thunder, they hasted away. They go up by the mountains, they go down by the valleys into the place which thou hast founded for them. Thou hast set a bound that they may not pass over, that they turn not again to cover the earth. It's amazing how that water is stopped by what? Sand and rocks. That's why you got beaches. It's a decree that's been made by Yahweh Shai. And that's something to be marveled at, man. The waves come, and you're on the, you got your feet in the water, but they only go so far on the beach, man. You see? That's how you know Shabbat Shai is in the waters when you have these hurricanes, these typhoons and tsunamis, when they take over entire cities and towns and covering hotels and homes, man. He sent the springs into the valleys which run among the hills. They gave drink to every beast of the field. The wild asses quench their thirst. Everything is supported by the Lord, man. How the water comes from a waterfall, man. And it goes through the rocks and it filters the rocks, and the rocks filter the water, and they go into the little river, and the river breaks up into a stream, into a pond, into a creek, into a reservoir, or whatever, man. Into the ocean, into the lakes, and all the life around it is sustained. You see? By them shall the fowls of heaven have their habitation, which sing among the branches. He waters the hills from his chambers. The earth is satisfied with the fruit of thy works, man. See? Everybody praises the Lord. Everybody acknowledges, all the animals acknowledge the Lord. With that, I'm going to say shalom.